Can I do something?
Yeah.
Please do.
I don't want to take up too much time. I know Shotty.
No, take it. Shotty gonna get to work too.
Yeah, he about to go to work, and so
got a hot 16.
You kind of just threw me to like the whole alley-oop, because when you said defense, play defense, we only talk about things that we're doing, right? And so over here at Earn Your Leisure, we're like, we got to play some defense in some of these positions that we have. And so there was this great guy who talked about inverse indexes on this episode, I think like 70 or something like that. Right? And so I don't think people really understand what that looks like. So I'm gonna share my screen, and then we'll go through a little chart display. It'll be quick. I promise. All right, we good? Thumbs up. Y'all can see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me go over here. Somebody was reading all my tabs. They were like, yo, Trey, what you doing on that site? But yeah, so obviously y'all know I love to use Yahoo Finance. They can't hear me?
Saying it's muffled.
Oh, damn. Hold on, let me check the audio real quick. Yeah, we good? You can hear me good?
I can hear you.
All right, yeah, we on the computer. And so obviously I told y'all from day one, I love using the Yahoo Finance charts just because it's easier visual for me to see and to break down. And so what an inverse index does, it's kind of like hedging. So you just laid it out perfectly, right? You said there's no point of having a 200% gain is great, but if you lose 175% of it, what's the point? And so when we heard Mark tell us that story, we're like, yo, maybe we should start figuring out some plays to hedge some of these positions we got. And so I had a conversation, shout out to Ditali, UIL alum, UIL University alum. She was like, yo, I want you to look into these positions. And so SDAL, let me see, is one of these inverse indexes. And so I'm going to show you exactly what that means. And so as obviously right here, it tracks the Dow 30. And so if we look at it, as the Dow goes up, this position goes down, right? And as the Dow goes down, this position rises, right? So we can see here in March, obviously when Corona happens, look at the price target here for SDAL, right? It hit a high of 84. And as we've been managing with Corona and dealing with the pandemic and the economy has grown, we can see that this has trailed down. And some people might be looking at this like, why am I going to invest in anything that trends down? Well, here's why, right? It's the same reason Ian just said. If you're up 200% and there is a correction, you're going to lose some of that percentage. And so let's go back to the last couple corrections that we had, right? We had one in September 2nd, and I know the date because I took the picture of my account and I was like, oh my gosh, this is different. How am I going to manage? Let me see. Can I see the date over here? Let me scroll up a little bit. Right, here we go. So you can see the market's doing great. I think we're hitting all-time highs. Apple's at an all-time high. There's a split, right? It hits a low here at 16, but then there's a correction. And you can see the chart rise, right? And so as this is rising, people are making money, right? So some people, when they're in the options game, this would be like a put, right? As the option call goes down, the put price goes up. And so it's the same thing. You can actually buy shares in this. And so you can see it here, right? We got up to 16, right? At the end of October, we saw it again. Why? I took a picture because I was like, no, not again, not again. And so at the end of October, we can see it down here. It's hitting its low, and then boom, there's another correction at the end of October. And so obviously SDAL's price goes up to almost 9. I think it opened at 19 and it got up to 21.40, right? And so ever since, you can see as the economy grows and the Dow grows, this has been going down. And everybody keeps saying, wait, there's going to be a correction. There's going to be a correction. When is everything going to fall? This can't be green all the time. And so if that is your thought, then this is a position where you can take insurance, right? Think of it as insurance, right? If I pay $500 to get into this position and hey, the economy keeps growing, great. You have positions that are going to hedge this, right? That means you've gained more. But if there is a correction, right, you're going to make money on the way down. And so I want people to keep that in mind. And there's plenty of them, right? This is just one. SDAO is one. I wrote down a few others. SDS is one. DOG, D-O-G, which is an ETF. You can buy positions in this. And so this is like the insurance play if you're getting nervous If you're getting apprehensive, like, wait, this can't be green all the time. If you feel that way, great. Make some insurance plays, hedge your bets, and play it safe. Play it safe. That was it. That's all I want. This is what we're actually doing. So every time we're doing something and we're like, yo, let's show them what we're doing. This is what we're doing, and this is how we're trying to say, look, yeah, we can make 100% here, right? But if I just allocate a little bit of funds to hedge it, maybe $500, $1,000 to some of my plays, if I lose $1,000, that's great. That means that my other investments have gone up, right? If it goes down, like I said, then we can make some money on the way down with our $1,000 investment.
Yeah.
So
and the only thing I want to chime in and say for everyone listening, and also for legal reasons, you shouldn't have more than 10% of your account hedging, and then also you should not be in a position longer than 10 days. Because
right.
if you do it equally weighted, you're basically betting against the market. And if you look, even at that, what's that, Euro 100 or 200, that's red.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has not broken above 21.39 in a long time. Can you hit Max chart for me real quick?
Sir.
Please. I mean, you can see this has been sloping down forever,
right?
But that 12,420 max line for that 200 has not been touched. So it's an inverse product, but maximum 10 days, and I wouldn't have more than 10% of your account hedging. Because if you do 25% of 50, you are going to get destroyed.
And that's the key, right? When I'm talking about investment, I'm not talking about your whole entire portfolio, or even 25%. We're talking small amounts. Like I said, $500, maybe $100 if you're doing that, just so it offsets some of the losses that you have in the event of a correction.
That's amazing, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Mark Cuban spoke about that on that episode too.
That got me thinking, like, wait.
He was saying that if a lot of people, he was like, right now he's hedging a lot of it. The story was like, if you haven't watched that Mark Cuban episode, you gotta check it out. But the story is legendary. How he got $5 billion in Yahoo stock, and Yahoo stock declined 93%, but he actually made more money when it declined because he had puts and he hedged his position. And he was saying when he went on CNBC, he was going on CNBC and everybody was saying like, yo, do you feel stupid? He was like, nope. He was like, 'cause it's insurance. At the end of the day, I can sleep at night knowing that, if it falls, I'm protected. And when it did fall, not only was he protected, but he made a boatload of money. And after he told us that story, he was saying that right now he has hedges on all his stocks. And he was saying that he advises people to, at the very least, think about hedging. Because if it goes south, at least, you can recoup some funds. But if it doesn't go south, like Troy said, it's an insurance policy. So you don't put too much on the hedge, whether it's a put, whether it's an inverted ETF index, you don't put too much on it. It's like insurance, right? Like if you're paying $200 a month for your car insurance, hopefully you never get in a car accident, hopefully. But if you do get in a car accident, then you got the insurance protection. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the investment. So something to think about. Everybody can do what they want. Our job is not to tell you what to do, just to give you information. But something that definitely Mark Cuban made a point of saying.
And he bought the market like crazy after 2003. Like he made money on Yahoo, shorted it, and then rode the market back up. Like,
yeah. Once he said that, I was like, all right, there's a reason why this is happening right now. We got to start looking at this a little different. Like what Shadi said, we're not telling anybody what to do. We're going to tell you what we're actually doing. And if it can help somebody, great. If it can't, that's great too. We're just going to be 100% transparent about what we're doing.
Yeah, a hedge once again, because people saying, what is a hedge? A hedge is when you're hedging your position, and whatever you have, you're investing opposite of it. So if I'm investing in the stock market, right, a hedge might be the inverted index, where I'm actually also investing that the stock market is going to go down. That's a hedge. Or you can put a put on a stock or a call. You can have, so if I have Apple stock and I think it's going to go down in the short term, I might put a put on Apple. A put is the opposite of a call, where you actually think that the stock is going to go down. That's what Mark Cuban did with his Yahoo stock. So yeah, hedging is pretty much just a security measure that you would take in case it goes opposite from the direction that you're invested in. That's pretty much a hedge.
That was like an Investopedia right there. That was good.
Yeah, not because a lot of times people only think that you can
Yeah.
invest one way.
Exactly.
When you think about investments, you think about investments going up, but you can also invest in investments going down. You can make a lot of money. The Big Short, a great movie, great book. And during 2008, during the financial crisis, a few guys made billions of dollars because they bet on mortgages falling apart.
Yeah.
And it happened. And when it happened, they got paid out crazy. They actually had to make products. Those products wasn't even actually out. They made those products just for them. It's a very good movie. I encourage everybody to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a link to where you guys can go and back test what allocation would be right for you. So you're just not hearing it. You can go to Portfolio Visualizer though, and go to Backtest Portfolio and see if you hedge 10% of your portfolio versus what you have now. How well it would do. And then also bonds, like bonds is a good way to hedge as well, but play with that and see what allocation is right for you based on where you are financially. So you're not just running out and doing something incredibly risky.
And gold
YouTube, I would put it right now.
gold used to be a hedge too, but now gold is kind of moving in the same direction. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hedge anymore. But that's also, so you can also have different allocations. Yeah, we can do a whole EY University class about hedging because it's actually a lot more now that I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of different ways how you can hedge.
And also insurance, but people don't talk about insurance or act like
say that.
yeah.
Speaking of,
I was just about to say that's crazy. I was just about to say that like a whole life insurance definitely is a hedge. I know everybody's going to jump in the comments like, don't buy whole life. Da, 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 da. We're not here to tell you what to do, but it definitely can be used as a hedge because it's not dependent on the stock market. It's guaranteed and it's through dividends. So when the stock market goes down, whole life policy, the cash value can still go up. So yeah, fixed interest investments definitely can be a hedge, not only against inflation. So you can hedge against inflation as well. This is an ongoing conversation. We can have a whole conversation about this, but yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.